Well, just kind of get into this. Going to be about Bitcoin, of course. You'll know from the title. Anyway, looks really bullish from here. Start getting my positions in here. We also have this here. I guess we can go BLX. So, long story short, I'm essentially like, I'm more or less to me, this is kind of like where we are pushing up, whether it's here or whether it's anywhere. So, this is a strong area I've been building on. I think we're going to keep pushing up. Or at least to the point where it's not worth shorting or holding up a short position overnight unless you're super careful. Let's go to some of the shorter term things and we can kind of show what's going on. I guess the other thing, I'll just show this. So I've been messing with Mar a little bit, just kind of people get my perspective ever since like I think 1060, something like that. Recent trades, Uni I got out of. I should have stayed in. I just didn't feel certain about some things. Let me see. But the idea of Uni was, I mean, I already hit the target. The idea of Uni was I got in, where is it? We can see on the day time frame right here. Got in here. I think I got out like somewhere around the same area though. But I held Doge anyway, so we could see Uni went up, did its thing. Doge, and the kind of pointing this out just showed not just what I've done, just to show that there's a lot of alts that have kind of the same thing. So Doge pushed up. It didn't hit any of its specific targets for me. I wanted to see it hit 11.9 or 12. But looking at the Bitcoin one, I got in because we can see this on the week time frame. I like this, and then we can see this on the week time frame. So I got in at the start of the week right here. So got in. I think I got out. I got out at 10. So I got in, got out. And I got in or I got out. It did go up 5% more once I got out, but I got out right here. So I was waiting for us to open above 233 at 234 or above, slightly above on the day time frame, and I figured we could have pushed up here to this 270 SAP spot, but I don't like it now. It's sketchy. That's when I got out. It's when a lot of stuff looks sketchy, and then so I also noticed that, later on, like 5-6 hours, and then a lot of other stuff started trending down and are not really showing much more fuel, I guess, or steam. Just running out of steam, I guess. So generally when stuff pushes up, what I like to see is you'll have one area, two area, three. I don't really care what it is, whether it's one, two, or three. I just like when there's a bottom top and then we have something in the middle because when it blows through the top, we can just kind of go through. It doesn't have to be that way. We could have like a three here, right? And I'd kind of be fine too also as well with this. But if we're going to go here, and especially with this wick up, we have to come back down into this area. Even just to look at this as a fib, I mean, this is I really don't care too much, but just to kind of like put it into like perspective. I mean, this is like a 3.6 whatever, right? This is like a 3.68 almost, just about somewhere in this area. So it makes sense for like a healthy retrace. You're going to push all the way back up. So it's not, just to point out, it's not like some random kind of thing. So we're having trouble here now. Like I said, in the long term, things look really good. I could still see this pushing up. That's why I'm not shorting. Essentially, for me to get back in, I'm just waiting for Doge to start above 233. Otherwise, I don't really care. I think it's just going to trend back down. I don't like it. Where I'd like to see things drop is the weeks here. The weeks way far down. The days here at 33. Don't think that's an issue because the week's here at 37. So we go to the 4 hour. We can see on the 4 hour, we have it down here at 41,600, around this 41.8 area. So I could definitely see it coming down there, but then we'll have the 2 hours here also as well. So essentially this is what's coming down. I think we're already over the 1 hour. Yeah, we already fell through the 1 hour. So maybe we see, some bouncing here. These would make sense too as well. I could also see these. I don't like them though. I mean, I don't want to get into it too much. I already kind of said what I was looking for with Doge. With Bitcoin, I guess I'll say this with Bitcoin. I don't really think there's a reason to own Bitcoin right now. Personally, I don't think it makes a lot of sense. I think it makes more sense to own Mara. Mara's 16, almost 17 bucks. Bitcoin is 44,000 more or less. And yeah, if like just comparing the price of this thing and how much it pushed up. I mean, look at 2020, after the Corona stuff we pushed up. I mean, these are like ridiculous gains. Even if we take it from here, right? Just ridiculous gains. So long story short, twofold. One, great with the averages. I like where it's fighting. I like the 1530. I'm just holding stock. I'm getting calls when we start above 2150 on a week time frame. And we push through the bulk of this stuff. So we could be up for something. I don't know if this is going to signal anything about Bitcoin. I doubt it. But it could possibly signal a little bit sketchiness ahead. But the thing I like about Mara is I believe it's behind the expectations of what people think Bitcoin can do. So as Bitcoin kind of pushes up, if it does, this should have to play catch up to Bitcoin. So I really do like it for that in a sense. I ignore this kind of data. I don't pay too much attention to it. But the nice thing about the older data is we do get these averages. So that is nice. So when Bitcoin was at 66K, we were around, like 60, 50, top at 80. Right? I think this is probably 60K the first time, maybe 60K the second time, something like that. So I mean, this is around 40 to 50. That's a double in price. That's great, and it should get there. Bitcoin could push all back to all-time highs, just because how nice it looks and the potential to move even farther past that. So I just wanted to kind of throw that out, but I still think Bitcoin's going to push up. I don't. I think it's just risky to short a lot of this stuff, and not have some sort of exposure. That's why I sold the Doge, but I still have Mara. I can't sell it. Um, I might have sold it if it was trading over the weekend. I probably would have sold it, to be honest. Um, but I wouldn't be surprised if stuff pushes up anyway. So I feel pretty confident I can find a place to get back in. So I'm not. I don't know. I just don't. It could just shoot up. I don't know if it's like worth it though to even sell it out though. Now I wouldn't have sold. No, just because of even especially what I said before with Mara, specifically with the potential that it has because it's essentially playing catch up. Because it's just more so representation, kind of. It's speculation, right? Potential of what Bitcoin can do, and people speculating on that company based off of that. Not so much where Bitcoin really currently is on a bull run anyway. We can kind of look at some other things. Uni hit the target, I believe. Um, Pushed up. It hit quite a bit past the target. For Bitcoin, this was the target right here. Pushed up quite a bit past it. I think we can kind of look at some other ones people like to bring up a lot. We can look at AVAX. So AVAX here. I don't think we have. I think it's day time frame for both, but we can see it pass through here. For me, if I was going to buy into this, wouldn't have bought here. We're too high. Wouldn't have bought here, but this is where I would have gotten the first time that we start right above. I might have bought in here. Yeah, I would have entered right here also. I would have gotten in here. Probably, it's kind of hard to say whether I would take profits or not. Looking at this in a vacuum, this is a buy if I'm holding it for it to go up. This is a hold, sell, re-enter, or at least somewhere in this area while it tries to push back up towards the line, like somewhere around here, it's a sell. But then just re-enter. So that's pretty nice for what it is. But AVAX looks really good. We can kind of look at some similarities. Albeit it does look a little bit better, but we did get one that starts above, then a little same thing, fake out, and then boom, pump. So yeah, maybe we are coming down. I mean, we could have a day that's like this, or you see what I'm saying? But it's pretty, it still looks really good. I'm not saying it's going to do it, but it still has that potential. Then we can see another here, and we see here, unfortunate fake out. We ride the bottom, another enter in the position. So this looks pretty good too. I mean, it kind of came pretty high up. I think it's pretty safe to say these are some decent targets hit. I think it could keep pushing up a little bit more, um, but kind of is what it is. But we can just see over there, boom, we break up through. Looks good. Whoops. And over here, breakthrough looks good. So same kind of thing. AVAX looks good at all also as well. We can come over here and look at Cardano also as well. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, we get our first possible entry point here. If we really want to get a small amount in, we can get it on the line. Unfortunately, it comes down, but the nice thing is it rides it as always, so we can get in here as it comes back down. Because of course we're not going to be able to see what happens. That's why I kind of try to put it out like this. Just like a quick example. Let me do this real quick. So like if I was going to Doge, this is the kind of example because this is how I treat stuff, and I try to like show it. Like I got in right here at Doge. So let's say Doge came under, I wouldn't just sell it, right? Unless something looked horrible, horrible, horrible outside of Doge, I wouldn't just sell this. You know what I mean? If it started the next week down here, then I'd look to get out, right? And if it starts too far up, I'd expect it to push back up. So it's just kind of what it is. Anyway, um, so yeah, we can kind of see here, but just very, very nice and very, very obvious. I would say more than anything, like that's pretty straightforward. On Cardano right there. I don't think, yeah. So on the daytime, we got something pretty nice here. It's a little bit sketchy though. We'll see how this forms. This 1308. Has this done anything? Let me see. When did we hit 1308? It was what, 3 hours ago? The start of the candle 3 hours ago. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, and we popped up a little bit. Okay. Oops. It's a daytime frame. Yeah, I mean, I think this looks pretty dang good. It's been a while since this has come back above. It's been above what here? We came under here, popped up really ever since I guess 22 September. So this is back above. So I think Cardano looks good. And just I guess like the I don't want to be too loud. I guess the big thing I'm trying to say over here is a lot of this stuff has been forming for quite a while, and it's looked pretty decent for quite a while, or not quite a while, for a little bit. It's hard for me to expect that all this is just going to suddenly turn around, and that Bitcoin's going to suddenly sell down. Because if Bitcoin gets wrecked, all these alts get wrecked. And from like a money making perspective, I don't understand why anyone would want like complete losses. Like, I don't understand why anyone would want the whole market to just sell down. That knows what's going on because there's already money to be made. People don't see stuff anyway. I don't see why there's any need to do something like super random where a vast majority of people lose money. Like big players would lose money. It just doesn't make sense to me when you can just when like you can just keep getting money from weak hands and all this stuff in a bull run anyway. We can see if there's anything else. I guess. I think Litecoin I wanted to see above 20. Yeah, 2000. So, yeah, we did start above again. Don't care. Um, check a Ripple, I guess, real quick. Ugh, ugly. I wouldn't have touched this. Maybe I bought in here and then gotten out. Maybe there. I don't know. Have to see. This is USD. Ugh, it's so ugly. Like I hate this. I really do. I hate so many things about this. I don't think I would have traded this whatsoever at all. The number one reason, looking at it, just looking at some of the past data that we have in the week time frame here, it's just like, okay, I get like we're respecting it, and then we start above just to fall right under. I don't remember what was happening here. This was last year. I don't really care specifically. I think everything was bearish here actually. Was 20 no, that was the winter of 21, right? No. Yeah, the winter of 21 was what went into the rise of 22, I think. I don't remember, to be honest. I'm too lazy to go back and look. But anyway, I mean, you can just see that it's respecting this line, but I don't like when if you're going to respect the line and like push up, right? Don't don't be indeterminate at these places. So, I guess like if I'm gonna care about Ripple to Bitcoin, I guess maybe somewhere around here, around 950 Sats. If not, it's kind of hard to care about this from a Bitcoin perspective, which looks pretty straightforward. If it doesn't start above here, I mean, I think that's pretty straightforward. I don't like the way Ripple looks. Like looking at this, I mean, looking at this, I could see a reason to buy Ripple under the assumption that like we're just gonna get bought up in these areas ubiquitously. It doesn't matter. But I don't know. It just seems like a big leap of faith to expect this to outperform Bitcoin. That's pretty much what I would say. Now it's got a lot of room. It could outperform Bitcoin. That's a big. I don't know. It feels like a big gamble to me, to be honest. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. I think XLM looks like trash too, if I remember. I don't think there's anything like. Maybe we can start above 16 cents. Oh. Same thing, kind of. It's just all the way down here. It's ugly. I feel like I'd want to see it drop more. Don't have a lot of faith in it. Shiba's holding up pretty well, I guess. Maybe not. Shiba was another one I wanted to get in, but I would have gotten out the same time I got out of Doge. It would have gotten in here. I think it was 976. Oh, 964. Whatever. It was nine. Was it 976 on the switch over? No. Anyway, 964 is the pickup spot. So I mean, it was pretty nice for what it was. So pick up here, Doge, probably like somewhere around here at the time. So it was like 6, 8%. That would have been pretty nice. I didn't do that. I messed with Doge, um, but just what it is. I don't know if this is going to keep going up. This does look sketchy, but hey, if this does keep pushing up, it overtakes this and goals it or whatever. I mean, it should look really good to do that. But I do understand why a lot of these are in limbo. The targets were just hit, and the targets were hit on a lot of other alts as well. And there's no real buy signal on Bitcoin. So when Bitcoin looks like this, it looks like go up or down. Why, and alts have more or less hit their targets, why sit in the alt? You might as well just switch to Bitcoin. And then, like, if you're on an exchange, I'm not recommending this, but if it was me on one of these exchanges, then what you do is, because I trade Mara and like options and stuff, and some of these that are in Robinhood. But if you're on the exchanges, all you do is, and I'm in US anyway, so I can't leverage like that. But excuse me, is you just buy a Bitcoin and then you put you put a what is it, like a stop loss, I guess. I don't know why it sounds so weird, but essentially you just put something on the books in regard. So let's say let's look at it like this. I mean, this isn't really the way to do it, to be honest, because of what I'm looking for. But I believe in the crypto, so I'm sitting in. I sell my Doge out for Bitcoin, and then I just wait for the day to start up here, and then I buy back into Bitcoin or into Doge. Right. So technically, I'm in crypto the whole time, and but at least I'm not going to get screwed over here if Bitcoin just like tanks or something like that. So anyway, I think that might just be about it. I guess some other things that are interesting. It'll be interesting to see how some of these things play out. We'll see that a little bit later. It's possible the VIX. So one thing I will say is this could start under all this, which could be pretty bad, but because it is the VIX, we could actually just start all the way up here, which actually would give us a chance for a reversal and some movements back upwards. So that is kind of one thing. I don't think we're really turning around. Turning around, the market looks pretty good too. I like where we started the week here. Here's another thing to check. We'll see what happens here. Started beautifully on the Dow. We'll start beautifully, hopefully, on the SPY also as well. Hopefully this week we will start above this. We already started above the NASDAQ right here 4 weeks ago, right? Or I guess, well, this last week too. Yeah, 4 weeks ago. Um, yeah, so all that stuff looks good. VIX looks good. The dollar, we'll see what happens. I suppose it's possible. One thing I could see is we could be setting up for a slight reversal. I mean, we'll see if this materializes to anything more than like this range, before like trying to come back down possibly. That's what I would more likely expect. Things just look more bullish in the short medium term. And even like on the long-term averages, it just looks really bullish. So, we'll see if they're able to stop it. I don't play against stuff that looks like it's going to happen. So, we'll see. But this is something that I'd be looking for also. So, it'll be interesting to see if Bitcoin moves or if it moves whatsoever at all, or where it's positioned when the market or like when the dollar opens and all this other stuff. It'll be interesting because I where it is right now, it doesn't seem like anything's holding it strongly to its current position. And because it doesn't feel like it has, I feel like Bitcoin, it's people trading Bitcoin itself don't have a specific idea where it's going to go in the short term. It could, go up or down depending on where things open, right? The VIX opens down, I could see this shooting up. If, the dollar opens under that, I think it's like 107.29 or something like that. I mean, 10, was it, oh my God, was it 103.729? No, no. 1037, whatever. It's like 1375. Then, I mean, I don't know. This could be pretty sketch, but that's something to look for. So we'll see. This is just kind of what I've been looking at, what I've been doing, and just kind of my perspective on it. So I just kind of wanted to put this out. I don't know why they have it every once in a while. That Doge comes up when I click Doge. But yeah, I just kind of want to put that out, and that's kind of what I'm looking at. And yeah, there we go. All right, take care, y'all.